The day that guy dies, I want to see like the fucking head guy. He's like this, and then that guy dies, and he just has a teeth.
Yeah.
my homie, man, no man, my homie.
All right, this one I'm gonna tell you this story that happened in Vietnam. You're gonna say it's the coolest shit ever, and then I'll tell you how it ends, and you're gonna regret saying that. So these basically this guy in Vietnam, right? He gets admitted to a psychiatric ward, and within 2 years he becomes really close friends with the staff. He then ends up partnering with another guy, and they start throwing these drug-fueled, sex-crazy raves
At the psychiatric ward?
in the soundproof room of the psychiatric ward.
Oh shit!
With the staff's knowledge?
Yeah.
That's
Well, maybe the staff is in on it too.
Yeah, they are.
that's pretty cool.
That is awesome.
So far, everything is cool, yes?
That's very cool.
Do you like house music?
And in the psychiatric ward,
The rump room.
yeah,
Do they bring in the crazies in the party with them?
all of it, yeah.
Holy
So they'll get like,
Let's call it the Crazy House Club.
they got in like DJ decks, huge speakers, lighting. It's like a straight up underground rave in the psychiatric ward.
And they're bringing motherfuckers with the straight jackets and taking that shit off?
Yo, all of that.
So they all had just like little glow sticks at the end of their straitjacket sleeves that they could twirl and shit?
This shit should be a freaking movie because they were doing it for a long time and they ran a narcotics ring where they supplied drugs to the people who are recovering addicts.
Oh, shit.
This is getting cooler.
It's getting cooler. Well, they can sell tickets.
Was it open to the public or was it a private event?
It was some speakeasy shit, baby. That's some tight ass.
Would you speak crazy?
Cause that'll be nuts if you're just like, hey dude, like I got this one party, but it's at a psych ward and it's operating and you can party with people
Yeah.
that are nuts.
Right. So it's like now
When you're there, like you could be like, that party was crazy, huh? Like literally, it was fucking crazy, no?
You ever wanted to party with nuts people?
nuts people.
Yikes! I didn't think about that.
All the crazy women. Oh, just come here.
Yeah.
That's not a good idea.
Too real, bro.
Yo, so he brought in MDMA, ketamine, meth, and was just it was like orgies. It was the craziest parties, and it was all in this like room that the outside of the building couldn't hear, like the shit that was going on.
Orgies in there too.
Wow.
Honestly, if you're in a psych ward though, like, that's the most awesome shit you could do. You know what I mean? Like, that's if I was in a crazy house, I'd be like, I want to fucking party with lights and shit and have.
I mean, if I
like that's
came to the acceptance that I too was crazy, you know what I mean? Otherwise, like, imagine people that are like, man, I'm not crazy. I'm in this fucking psych ward. All these other people are crazy.
No, imagine so imagine in the psych ward, right? The psych ward, you got the fools that are like this, right? They're like. you got those guys, right? And you go, hey, you want some fucking ecstasy? And then he's like, huh?
Yeah.
Right? And you give it to him, and all of a sudden he turns into a new person.
All of a sudden, he does the same thing, but there's purpose.
Or he takes it and he's like, oh, thank God I'm back to normal. What's up, yo?
I don't know if this is a lot, but so 2020 is the year that he started these. He wasn't caught until March of this year.
Do you think because of the lockdown and all that stuff, people just like
They weren't paying attention to it?
I mean, that's a really under the radar thing to do no matter what's going on in society. Like, who's really checking out what's going on inside of a psych ward?
That's true.
So my question is, was he exploiting these people or was he doing community service? 'Cause to me, it sounds like he was doing something kind of nice.
Yeah, I think he's a philanthropist.
Yeah, this guy sounds like a great guy.
Other than the fact that people are trying to rehab from drugs and they're getting them in the fucking psych ward, which is pretty like crazy.
He's just like, this is the pitch. He's like, hey, look, they all think we're crazy already anyway.
Yeah. So is this a lot of drugs?
Do some drugs.
During that time, they'd sold over 15 kilograms of drugs. Is that a lot?
I don't know.
Of what drug?
MDMA, ketamine, and meth.
I mean, that's a good amount for a psych ward in one soundproof area.
Is that a lot?
For 2 years? Yeah, 15 kilos is a good amount.
That's over 30 pounds.
Yeah. How do you think this all ends?
People died.
I think they're gonna. I think the government is involved for it to happen, like for it to go on for that long. So I think for sure it's happening.
So the two dudes that were like the heads of this operation,
Ringleaders.
the ringleaders, yeah, a couple of Nguyen's. They
all we do is win-win.
they were caught and sentenced to death.
Holy shit!
So no one actually died at the party. They got killed by the.
Yeah. So still to this day, no fatalities in the party.
Oh, what the fuck? The parties were flawless.
Guys, the parties were safe.
But the promoters died. Yeah.
I know.
That sucks.
They got sentenced to death, and 2 nurses and a tech at the hospital were sentenced to 5 to 7 years in prison.
What's the rule they broke though?
Yeah.
Fun, man.
Yeah, like you're giving these people a good time.
But like in your rave days, wouldn't this be the sickest freaking
would be
scene?
sketch.
Like if you found out about that shit and it was under the radar.
I pretend to be crazy just to get in there. Like sit in front of the courthouse, just wiping poop on myself. Like, get me in.
Wiping poop on my
No,
leg.
you're crazy. You're sitting there wiping poop on yourself. Like, dude, this guy's crazy. Get him in.
That's like the VIP access though.
And they're like, you didn't have to do all that, bro.
Did you know back in the day?
Really?
For the raves, you had to like go to this place, call this pager, go here, meet at the parking lot, a fucking band comes up, you just jump in and shit. Like, this is like the thing where the gateway to the speakeasy is you gotta prove that you're crazy to the court system. And then you get in, and then you can party.
And then you got to be cool with the promoter later getting assassinated.
True. The crazy thing.
Damn, I didn't think about that.
How
more.
freaking charismatic is that dude? He got admitted to that hospital as a patient and turned this around and made friends with everybody and started that operation.
What a G.
I wonder if he became normal during that whole.
Well, hey, Vietnamese promoters are a different thing. They're a different breed. You know what I mean?
They are. Vietnamese promoters are good.
That's a movie, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's got to be a film, man.
I wonder what he went in for.
That's the Vietnamese Project X in a way.
Yeah. He had to go out like Braveheart. You know, Braveheart screams freedom before he dies.
Well, they're just pulling his fucking entrails out.
Oh shit.
Yo, that's
Do they
such
say
a-
how do they do the death penalty in Vietnam?
I don't know. It just says that they're.
Yeah, like, oh no.
I mean, it'll probably. He's on death row. I don't know which one he's gonna get.
Death by Nook Mum, man.
That's what I was thinking.
What was it called?
Fucking waterboarding with fucking fish sauce.
Damn, that's fucking crazy.
Let's see what they.
Is he on death row right now or he already died?
He's on death row now. Yeah, the
They
two.
probably don't waste no time out there.
Yeah.
Because it's expensive to keep them alive.
Petition, dude.
That's what I forget sometimes is
We're
how,
just like, they're in the wrong country. Bring them to America.
I forget sometimes how people do shit in other countries, like the laws and shit, and like the same stuff we could get away with here. It's like a slap on the wrist. Over there, it's like you die
Look at that female basketball player. She's so hot.
for having a fucking vape and some little bit of weed.
Hey, that's the law, man.
Oh, dude. They don't play. In Indonesia, they caught those kids smuggling some coke into Indonesia. They got executed.
Dude, drug trafficking through those Asian countries. They'll kill you on sight, man. That's the crazy thing. You don't even get a fucking trial. So they said that back in the day they did firing squad with 7 officers for death penalty, and now it is lethal injection. Is the preferred method.
Dang, so these two dudes get lethal injection.
We're nicer now.
What if he's just like, give me all my drugs and just let me take them all? Let me die with them.
Death by OD?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah, the first execution conducted by lethal injection in Vietnam was over a guy who murdered a gas station employee 2013. Whoa. Interesting.
First lethal injection was 2013.
Prior to that, it was all
Firing squad? That's wild. I'm sure it doesn't, but like, what were these 2 wings' professions before they were admitted to a psychiatric ward? Because if they were club promoters, I'm like, that's fucking.
I'm sure they were definitely probably drug dealers because they were able to move such high amounts.
And maybe they weren't even crazy. They probably, you know, like some criminals to like not go to jail. They'll create some sort of like hoax or fraud to get into the cycle because it's easier.
If that's
so
the
they
case,
could have
that is
finessed
an
the
even
whole
better
thing.
movie.
Yeah, they could have finessed the whole thing.
I'm in on this story, man. This story's phenomenal.
It's sick as hell, but like, I mean, it's a very triumphant ending in a way because I want to see what their last thoughts and quotes were.
I wonder what the first thought, like, how did they have, like, I'm in there.
Yeah.
It's just like the lights just turned on in his head, like, okay, let's make money. I'm doing it this way.
The day that guy dies, I want to see like the fucking head guy. He's like this. And then that guy dies, and he just has a teeth.
My homie, man. No, man, my homie. Everyone's all sad.
Yeah.
They're like,
Jeez, man.
that was like the best time of their life.
Give them a chance to write the film. You're writing it for them, dude.
Or he turns around and just walks away. Like, he's all normal. You were normal the whole time!
Yeah, dude, that's the twist.
Wipes the shit off his eyes.
He had shit on for his whole stay. He didn't want to get kicked out. Yeah, you gotta remain crazy.
You know, it'd be fucked up if these guys weren't even like. There's nothing wrong. Like, there's nothing There's like, they don't have any disabilities. It's just that, like, you know how like some places they're not up to par with psychology and shit yet. So they just be like, man, you acting weird, dude. I think you're crazy. And then they send them to the hospital, and it was just like maybe he was just hyperactive, or maybe it was just some shit. Like they're like, oh, you're doing drugs. You have to go to the psychiatric hospital. You know what I mean? Like,
so you're saying maybe there's nothing wrong with them, but they went to a psych ward and threw parties with drugs and then had orgies in a soundproof room for 2 years?
I actually believe he wasn't crazy because you think about like he probably owed money to some bookies or he owed money to some gangsters. Like, you know what? Whatever it takes to get me in there, I'll do whatever it takes just to get me out. Like, because I'm sure they're like, let's slap him on the wrist and let him go. Like, nah, he's crazy. He's going in. Like, I don't have to work. I don't have to like pay back any debt. I don't have to hide from anybody. I'm crazy in here, and everyone else thinks I'm crazy. They're gonna leave me alone, give me a pass.
Dude, or what if it's like America where like you don't want to go to regular jail, so you pretend to be crazy, so you could be like going to institution instead.
Which sometimes is worse too. Yeah. But then another thing this guy did, he's such an entrepreneur, man. He recruited those recovering addicts to become drug dealers once they got out.
Dude.
So he was making deals.
There's no way he was crazy.
Dude, he was training. He was training drug dealers inside the confines of a psych ward.
That's why the government's like looking at this shit like death by execution for sure. Can't let this guy back.
This guy's too fucking smart, man.
He could just be a full-on sociopath, and then he's diagnosed as that and as a threat to society. So then, like, they threw him in there.
He made the drug addicts drug dealers again. I think that's pretty intense.
Oh, that's impressive, dude.
That is some crazy promotion right there.
Teaching a crazy person how to run a business, like, and he was successful at it?
Oh yeah, back to community service over here.
He probably got them sane though. If they were crazy and they were able to go out in the world and become drug dealers, that means he was able to coach them, train them to be normal.
He's the cure.
Yeah.
He taught them the don't get high on your own supply thing. The first rule of being a dealer.
Yeah.
This guy's amazing, man.
Or like the first day he discovered the soundproof room, he's like, hello? Oh shit, hey, come here, man, scream in there, dude. I got idea, man.
Hello.
No,